This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the town of North Haven.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our December Board of Selectmen meeting. I'm Mike Frieda, joined, as always, by our second selectman, Mr. William Piper, and our third select woman, Miss Sally Boemi. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to ask everyone to stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 2, any public comments to this evening's agenda? All right, item number 3, the approval of the meeting minutes for the special Board of Selectmen of April 7th.
That is correct. We missed it. It was a special meeting that we had, and it got overlooked.
All right, so April 7th, that special meeting.
Yes, I'll make a motion. They were back-to-back meetings. We had
That's right.
executive session, union negotiations right before the regular meeting, but at our next meeting, we only approved the regular meeting. So I'll make a motion a little bit late, but that we approve the special Board of Selectmen meeting minutes of April 7th, 2022.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 4, the approval of the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes of November 3rd.
I'll motion approval. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. Hearing none, we'll call for that vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
So I have no slides tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to present 2 important updates. The first update is this Sunday at 4:45 on the North Haven Green. We will be having our annual Christmas tree lighting. This year, it's a very poignant and provocative story. I'd like to share with you. I think I may have mentioned this in the past. So we have 2 families, one who lost their home in Ukraine due to the ravages of the war. I got involved with this family and helped them get assimilated here at the North Haven, working with their sponsored family, and they're going to be joining me on the green, on the gazebo. The other wonderful family has gone through so much pain and sorrow, and that's the family of slain police officer Lieutenant Dustin DeMonte. So I've invited Mrs. DeMonte, Laura DeMonte, and her 2 young children to light the tree on Sunday. And they are delighted to be able to come, and the entire DeMonte family will be there. I've invited my colleague, the mayor of Bristol, to join us, and the police chief of Bristol, who I know well through my association with the Post Council, statewide law enforcement panel, and our police chief will be there also, and there'll be representation from the Bristol Police Department and the North Haven Police Department. And what we will see is we will hear probably from both families and the little children, Phoebe and Porter. They will be lighting the tree. So Sally's going to be there joining me. We should be there at 4:30. And I anticipate somewhere around 4:45, perhaps at 5, after I get through introducing the families, after I have the mayor of Bristol say a few words. I anticipate the tree lighting 4:45 to 5 p.m. Now, on December 19th, Sherman Katz and I had him in my office. We are planning this year's menorah lighting on the green. And that will be, although Hanukkah starts on December 18th, Sherman will light the first light celebrating Hanukkah. And then we've enlisted the wonderful services of Rabbi Heck, who will be with us, and he, myself, and Sherman along with Andy Delvecchio, our Park Rec Director, we're planning a larger version of this, using the rabbi's expertise in having done this before. Sherman's done a great job working with me down through the years. Mr. Katz has been the one years ago that brought this to my attention, and we immediately moved into action to have a menorah purchased and lit every year. This year should be a bigger celebration, so I am asking for consideration for the public to please, if you can, attend our Christmas tree lighting this Sunday, December 4th, 4:30, and also the celebration of the menorah lighting on Monday, December 19th, and we're looking at 4:30 to 4:45 there. So thank you very much for those two important public service announcements.
Before we go on to number 6, I just wanted to add about the tree lighting. You mentioned 4:30. I think it really starts at 4, and if I recall from prior tree lighting ceremonies, sometimes, very often, the high school has a singing group that sings, and there's a few booths where they give away some free stuff. So, I know you're saying 4:30 to 4:45, but there are other events and entertainment and food and drink there, I believe, starting at 4.
Yes.
Val, is that your understanding?
Yes.
Yes.
So we should make that clear.
Yeah, that's a
The
good
big
point.
moment is later.
Okay. So to Sally's point, at around 4 o'clock, there'll be Christmas caroling, there'll be hot cocoa served, some other things served also, some refreshments. So yes, although I'm pointing to the main event, so to speak, those who would like to come early are absolutely right. They can
Right, and hopefully, lots of folks are going to the game on Sunday, the 4th. The North Haven High School has advanced in their playoffs, and we have a home game at 12:30 on Sunday. So if you're at that game and you're feeling cold, come over to the tree lighting, get some hot cocoa, and enjoy the festivities there. So I congratulate the North Haven High School football team. I've been following them for, I don't want to say how many years, but about 50 some odd years. So very happy that they won their game. So it's going to be one of those long days again.
And I've got, unfortunately, some wakes to go through that afternoon. I don't know how I'm going to handle all these events, but that's the sad part about what's going on, too.
Absolutely, yes. So thank you for allowing me to just embellish the announcement about Sunday.
Okay. All right, so very good. So now we're at the point of item number 6, which is an update on the draft affordable housing plan. So before I turn this over to Sally and Bill, I'd like to read everyone something that Jennifer Coppola, who's not feeling well tonight, couldn't be here, she asked me to read. So here it goes before we turn it over to Sally and Bill. On November 14th, the Affordable Housing Plan Advisory Committee met with the Planning and Zoning Commission to discuss the latest draft of the Affordable Housing Plan. Input from the Commission and the public was received, and the committee voted to refer the draft, the North Haven 2022 to 2027 Affordable Housing Plan, with additional changes considered appropriate by our consultant and our council. That input then would come to us, to the Board of Selectmen, for our review, and to notice a public hearing on the draft plan and adopt the plan with any revisions the board deems necessary following the receipt of public comment. The board will hold a public hearing on the draft plan on Thursday, January 26th at 6:30 p.m. in the community room at the library. A copy of the draft plan will be posted on the town website with the notice of the public hearing and with the notice and agenda for the special meeting. So that is kind of an overview. So what this means, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to a close on this long project that's mandated to us by the state of Connecticut, every city and town, to have an affordable housing plan submitted. So what I just read is a segue into Sally. I'm going to ask Sally and Bill to read these next items.
Sure. So number 7, we are going to consider and act upon a resolution to schedule and advertise for a special meeting of the Board of Selectmen for a public hearing and possible action on, including revision as needed, and adoption of a 2022-2027 Affordable Housing Plan referred to the Board by the Affordable Housing Plan Advisory Committee, to be held on Thursday, January 26, 2023, at 6:30 p.m. in the community room of the North Haven Library at 17 Elm Street in North Haven. So I believe we've already considered that based on your description and based on your note from council. So if I may go on and just make the motion for the resolution.
Please.
I'll make a motion resolved that a special meeting of the Board of Selectmen for a public hearing and possible action on, including revision as needed and adoption of a 2022-2027 Affordable Housing Plan referred to the Board by the Affordable Housing Plan Advisory Committee shall be scheduled for and advertised to be held on Thursday, January 26th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. in the community room of the North Haven Memorial Library at 17 Elm Street, North Haven. A copy of the draft affordable housing plan will be posted with the notice of public hearing and the notice and agenda of special meeting in the town clerk's office and on the town website. I will make that motion as read.
Okay, thank you, Sally.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. In the discussion, I know Sally and Bill, you know you see this. Jennifer prepared this for us. This is the draft, okay?
You can see how much work has been put into this.
Yes.
Into this over all the meetings that we've had, and it's great that it's going to be posted on the town website.
Yes, it will.
So everybody can see it.
All right, any other discussion?
Well, I haven't had a chance to look at it, so I'll withhold my comments till January.
Yes. Okay.
So no comments at this time.
All right, so, Bill?
So I'll make a motion to approve that
All right.
resolution again.
All right, motion second?
He
No other-
seconded, yeah.
Seconded. No other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next.
Okay, number 9 is to consider and act upon a blanket resolution used to satisfy the requirements of the Homeland Security Grant Program. Item number 9. Number 10 is make a motion resolved that the town of North Haven may enter into with and deliver to the State of Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, any and all documents which it deems to be necessary or appropriate. And further resolved that Michael J. Frieda, as chief elected official of the town of North Haven, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the town of North Haven, and to do and perform all acts and things which he deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents, including but not limited to executing and delivering all agreements and documents contemplated by such documents.
All right,
Yeah, we do this every year.
Every year.
every year.
I have to make my joke every year. We're giving you the authority to do things, so I hope you do the right things, Michael. So I will second the resolution as read.
Okay. Motion second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Sally, would you like to start the resignations and appointments?
Yes, this is the time of year, folks, when we have lots of these, so here we go. I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Delilah Dominguez, LCSW, PA-C, 1298 Hartford Turnpike, Apartment 10G, to the Commission on Aging for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
All right, we have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that reappointment.
All right. Motion second. In the discussion, just for those watching, I'd want to just point out, this ties into what Sally just mentioned, that this is the time of year. And what we do, Valerie and I, when we look at the upcoming expirations of the terms on these volunteer commissions, we will always give everybody an opportunity to agree to serve again. We will never kick someone off one of these commissions. We give them the opportunity. Most of them like that, and they continue. Others may choose to resign for whatever those reasons. So our policy here is we give the people who serve the opportunity to stay, and when their terms are done and they decide not to stay, then we try to recruit other members of these commissions. So with that being said, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of Delilah signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next.
I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Joseph P. Volano, 43 Highland Park Road, to the Commission on Aging for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Second?
All right, motion and a second. Joe, I appreciate you continuing to serve. I've known Joe for a long time, and long before I took this position as North Haven's first selectman, and this is something I know is very important to him. So thank you, Joe. All those in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion for the reappointment of David Carney, 56 Hayward Road, Hamden, Connecticut, as the Animal Control Officer for a 1-year term to expire December 31st, 2023.
Is there a second?
I'll second that reappointment.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Crystal Rashba, 76 Clifton Street, Wallingford, Connecticut, as the Assistant Animal Control Officer for a 1-year term to expire December 31st, 2022.
2023.
Should be 2023.
Oh, I missed that, Val. I got hung up on that April 7th thing.
April 7th.
Do we need to amend the agenda first?
Whatever you're comfortable with. I think it's just a typo.
It's just a typo, so I don't think we do, so.
Well, it's restated, Bill, with, again, with the 2023. If you
Let me
okay.
read it one more time. I'll make
Yes.
a motion for the reappointment of Crystal Rashba, 76 Clifton Street, Wallingford, Connecticut, as the Assistant Animal Control Officer for a 1-year term to expire December 31st, 2023.
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Before I do the next reappointment, just for clarification, folks might have heard us just say Mr. Carney of Hamden and Ms. Rashba of Wallingford. These are the animal control officer and assistant. They're paid 1-year
They're
employees.
Town employees.
So they do not have to be North Haven residents. Somebody might hear this and say, hey, I was told you had to be in North Haven. People have to leave because they move out of town. Why are these folks on? So there is a little bit of a distinction here.
Yes.
These are paid employees, whereas all the other ones that you hear us doing are appointed commission boards, just to make that distinction.
Okay.
There might be people new to this who are wondering.
Well, it is confusing. I never really understood why we need to do that anyways, but
Yeah.
I guess somewhere it says we have to.
Maybe in the ordinance that created the positions, I don't know.
Right. Just
I
been
can get back
following-
to you on that.
Right, I've just been following what's been done.
Yep.
For 13
yep.
years.
So that's why there's no, because they're employees, they're not required to live
Correct.
in town. Okay, so moving on to regular appointments here, I will make a motion for the reappointment of Michelle Spader, 15 Lighton Court, to the Community Services Commission for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
All right, second.
I'll second that.
All right, motion and a second. Michelle, in the discussion, I just want to thank you for your continued willingness to serve. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next.
I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Robin D. Wilson, 45 Summer Lane, to the Community Services Commission for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Second?
All right, motion second. Thank you, Robin, for your willingness to continue to serve. All those in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Deborah L. Moore, 155 Ridgewood Avenue, to the Economic Development Commission for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
I'll second that reappointment.
All right, thank you, Debbie. Appreciate your willingness to serve. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion for the appointment of Robert Zambrano, 130 State Street, Unit G12, to the Economic Development Commission for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Second?
Robert, thank you very much for your willingness to continue. All those in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Marvin G. Wilson, 27 Sentinel Hill Road, to the Housing Authority for a 5-year term to expire December 31st, 2027.
I'll second that reappointment.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Marvin, thank you for your willingness to serve. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll motion for the reappointment of Dean Villain, 16 Cellar Terrace, to the Library Board of Directors for a 6-year term to expire December 31st, 2028.
Wow. I'll second that.
Motion and a second in discussion. Dean, I'll be in touch. Hope you're doing well. All those in favor? Aye.
And I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Laura DeVoe, 18 Bunker Hill Road, to the Library Board of Directors for a 6-year term to expire December 31st, 2028.
I'll second that reappointment.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Thank you, Laura, very much. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion for the reappointment of Kathleen Sheehan Imholt, 105 Wayland Street, to the Library Board of Directors for a 6-year term to expire December 31st, 2028.
Second?
All right, motion second. Kathleen, thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And finally, I will make a motion for the reappointment of Teresa Ranciata-Vili, 90 Knollwood Road, to the Regional Planning Agency of South Central Connecticut for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2024.
I'll second her reappointment.
All right, motion second. Teresa, if you're watching, I'll be in touch. I received your text on the other subject, so I'll be back to you on that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next.
Number 12, I'll make a motion to approve the property tax refunds reflected on our agenda.
Nothing unusual there, so I'll second that motion.
All right, motion and second. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Well, as we come to a close in 2022, I would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone watching, you and your families, a wonderful, happy, healthy holiday season. It's been a great privilege for myself and Bill and Sally to continue to serve you. There's going to be some big things happening here in 2023, more new businesses coming in. I hope to have some major announcements very soon. But as we pause and reflect on 2022, in some respects, it was a difficult year in certain areas. But when we look at the broader picture, I think we all have a great deal to be thankful for. And one of the things we are thankful for is you as our residents for being wonderful residents here in the town of North Haven. So enjoy the holiday season, and we will look forward to seeing you in January. But before we get there, our next regular meeting is in January, which will be Thursday, January 5th, here at 6:30. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the point of public comment. Mr. Katz.
Good evening. Sherman Katz, Sherwood Drive. I just want to point out a few things. The candle lighting, which is going to be on the 19th, there are going to be some surprises, which I'm not going to talk about, but I do want to mention that ShopRite in Hamden is sponsoring all of the refreshments for that. And that was arranged with Rabbi Moshe Hecht,
Yes.
who's fairly new to our town. He lives on Skiff Street.
Yes.
And he's quite a personality. Very nice man. I just met him. I think the world of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I talked about that, and the normal lighting is starts on a Sunday, and it runs for 8 days. And in past years, I think there was only one time when I didn't light the candles. I had to volunteer. So anyone that would like to light the candles, to say the prayers, or when I have the prayers in phonetics, so you don't have to read Hebrew. You can contact me. I'll give you my phone number, and you can reserve a night for you and your family to light the candles. And I would like to have as many people as possible come. You can light them more than one night if you wish. Your kids might really like it.
Sherman, would you like me to reach out to some people in the community and see?
Pardon?
Would you like me to reach out in the community and see people that I know? Who may be
Yeah,
interested?
sure. I really, it's very nice. I'm happy that the rabbi is in on it because he's doing a lot more than I ever did, and you know I'm sort of taking a back seat now. I'm in my dwindling years. You know, I'm going to stand back and watch. I don't want to be a doer. I want to be a watcher. And the only other thing I want to mention is I like all the sports, football, baseball, and all that. And I haven't watched much football this year. I don't know why. But I watched the game the other night, and I was very disappointed. And when it came time for the national anthem, there were athletes there that earned millions and millions and millions of dollars under the protection of the United States flag, the people in the armed forces, and all of our politicians. And they stand there with their heads down, and I don't understand their reasoning. I know they have some kind of reason, but I think it's a disgrace. I really do. And if I were the commissioner, I'd kick them in the you-know-what and throw them right off the field. Thank you.
Thanks, Sherman.
Sherman, will the lighting each night be at the same time at 4:30?
Yeah,
Just to make sure for everybody, if anybody that wanted to.
5 o'clock. We've always done it 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first night will be at 4,
The first night's a little bit early.
earlier, but 5 o'clock is.
And then the second night will be at between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. There's going to be tough parking, so if you're going to come as early as possible to find a parking space. Or have Uber take you from McDonald's.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All right.
No, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I just had one quick comment, and again, just thinking about the series of holidays that we've had recently, Veterans Day and Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah coming up, and of course New Year's. I was thinking the other day about our poet laureate in this town, Ms. Gabriella Brand, and I was just wondering if there might be some sort of events as we're leading up to Memorial Day that we might be able to give her some lead time, and she might be able to put something together, because of course you can't just pull that out of a hat. I'm sure she's going to need some time in order to create something for this town, but I was thinking that Memorial Day might be a good
So that's
thing
a
to
great
put on the
point. So,
calendar.
Yeah.
you're in contact?
Yes,
You
and
handle
she,
that for us, or?
yes, and Ms. Barrett makes a great point. Our poet laureate did a nice poem for us Memorial Day, and for whatever reason, we did not contact her for Veterans Day. That was a opportunity missed. So we'll get on that.
Keep that on the
But,
calendar
yes,
and
because
make it something more regular.
she's given great
Yes, she
and inspiring messages for us.
Exactly.
So
And-
thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I would really like to be able to see that.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
will.
so much.
Thank you.
Okay, happy holidays.
Happy
You
holidays.
too.
Thank you. Yes, sir, Bill?
Just like to say that this journey on the advisory committee for the housing it's been a long time coming, and everybody should take a look at what's online or pick up a copy. So if they want, they can come to that meeting in January 26th, and let us know if there's anything very, very important that we may have overlooked. This is your opportunity to make that change and help us out.
Thank you, Bill. And I want to thank you also. And Bill, I'm going to ask you a question here, and it's a question that's designed by me to ask you, because a lot of times we can't get people to join some of these boards and commissions. Now, As you remember, years ago, we always would see each other at concerts on the green.
Whatever.
You said to me, hey, Mike, if you got anything, let me know. I'd like to kind of serve. I'd like to
Right.
spend some time. So we appointed you on this. Did you enjoy the process? Did you find it invigorating and challenging and energizing?
I really did, because, it opened up a lot of things on the outside, what goes on in your town. And getting to know the people in town, the people that help the town and run the town, it's a great adventure to get involved in. So it was good.
So would your message be to anyone listening who may be thinking about joining one of these volunteer boards in the future? Would your message be, well, what would it be, I should ask you?
Get involved, and you'd be surprised how much you can learn on what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
And today, a lot of people don't want to get involved, and they go to me and say, how come you get involved? Now I know why. Because it's for the people of the town to make things stronger and more enjoyable for the town people. That's why a lot of people always want to move into North Haven, because of the way it's been run for years versus other towns.
Well, just for the public here, Bill periodically will come up with some suggestions for me. And one of the really good ones was the cement steps on the green, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Tell the public what you recommended to me a couple of years ago.
Well, people don't realize, for the older generation or even the younger generation kids, we came up and we put these railings up on the green to get up there and improve the railings on the gazebo over there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look deep into it, if I fell or somebody else fell, the town is liable for that.
Yeah.
So it's a safety factor.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, Mike, I have a lot of other ideas
I know you do, yeah.
for town, and I hope that we can sit down and go over it.
We will. But that was very important because we were on the cement steps before a concert, and you had pointed that out to me. Now, for someone who, like me, who can go up and down the steps and with no problem, once you brought that to my attention, and we then were talking about where would we put the rails, then I saw clearly what the advantage would be.
Oh, yeah.
To help those seniors who may sit on those steps, who have to walk down the steps or up the steps, and now they have the use of the rail.
It's a giant step over there.
Yes.
Versus 7 inches on building code, or 7.25, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Not 15.
Mm-hmm. Well, so that and the gazebo rails, we took care of that, so thank you for those suggestions.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right, Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks. I think we're at the point.
Yeah. This is it. Last meeting of the year. I will also say happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Please drive safely out there. I don't know, every day we read more and more accidents. Please be safe. Have a safe holiday season.
Bill,
Bill?
anything you'd like to say?
I'll second Sally's good wishes, and, I think, as we've hopefully done in 2022, continue to be good to each other, not only to your family and friends, but all your neighbors and everybody that we're lucky enough to live with here in North Haven. So be good, be nice, and the best wishes to everyone for 2023.
Great. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn unless you have we'll give you the final comment.
All right, I do have a final comment. So we're going to be back in the community room at the library,
Yes, where we started.
where we once started
Yes.
before we moved here.
The first couple of years we were there.
Right.
I'll never forget my first meeting.
So
Yeah.
Val, if you could, okay, just so we can have flashbacks, if you could put where we sat, make it the same as it used to be, that would be something, stepping back in time from what we used to do there for years, okay?
I will see what I can do about that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the front, right?
Yeah, we had the big table. Yep.
That's right.
I have to be honest, I do not miss having meetings here because I was the one who used to have to set that room up with the 60 chairs
I
and the
know.
tables and the cloths
Right.
and the
Right.
mics and everything. So yeah, I have to say I'm much happier here.
Okay.
But I like taking a stroll down memory lane, as you well know.
Nostalgia, I know.
With a lot of other things that are not town-related, but,
I know.
so that'll be like a stroll down memory lane, so.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will.
And just to clarify, that's just for the special town.
Yeah, just for the special town.
The
meeting.
regular town meeting
You'll
on
still be here.
January 5th will still be here.
Exactly.
Yeah, Board of Selectmen meeting, yes, it's just a special meeting. So we did that so that we could encourage a larger population, hopefully, to come and comment on that affordable plan, because it's a housing plan, because it's very important.
Okay.
All right. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.